7. Unhinged Media presents meme news. The government reopened. If you weren't paying attention, it actually shut down. So what happened? Chuck Schumer, the leader of the Democrat Party, went to President Trump with a CR bill and said, I need $1.5 trillion for illegals. Trump said, what? You crazy? I'm going to make a meme. We're going to laugh at you. They didn't like that, so they shut the government down because they love to do that. In fact, they said it was for ACA subsidies, which was actually passed because they shut the government down without a single Republican vote. They just love their ACA subsidies. And they said the entire reason was for ACA subsidies, so we're going to keep the government shut down. Vance said, well, this is actually pretty funny, and the reason why they're trying to keep the government shut down is because they call them asylum seekers, and they abuse the system, and they're really illegals, and they actually are getting health care, and they're trying to push the ACA subsidies also and give them free health care, which they didn't like, so, they shut the government down, and they basically wanted people to suffer and said, we don't care about you, we want our money for the ACA subsidies, which really didn't even work because they just made everything more expensive, but who's actually paid attention to logic? Liberals, right? So, anyway, this guy was even actually against it 30 years ago, but who's paying attention to anything like that because he's acting like he's totally on the Democrat side, even though that means making regular people suffer. How many regular people? Like 40 million of them. Because apparently it makes it a lot easier to get, this kind of stuff if you don't work or have any kind of responsibilities and you're totally a parasite in society. Anyway, I think there's a different way to take care of this kind of stuff. But anyway, that's not up to me. Anyway, people started noticing it was after 30-something days, SNAP benefits shut down, and they started to take a lot of heat because of the fact that people really wanted their SNAP benefits. And so they eventually had Fetterman come up and be like, dude, you guys are being ridiculous. We need to get this done. Him and 7 other people decided to get it done, which is awesome. But then somehow the voters turned on the actual Democrat senators, and we thought it was pretty funny. Well, what happened was these guys became these guys, and no one... Oh man, you live by the sword, you die by the sword. Anyway, you promise people stuff, you can't get it done. That's what happens when you ruin a career. Trump and Vance both agree Schumer ruined his career, and everyone was like, well, was that the whole reason? I think, as long as other people think, there's a lot of speculation out there that the real reason that they shut the government down was to get this guy elected so he can make sure that New York becomes socialist, because I guess people want that. Very smart people who really trust Muslims and have total faith in what is going to happen. Extremely smart and wise people that have always historically made good decisions. Anyway, because all that happened, government's reopening, Democrats are freaking out. They wanted to release the Epstein files, which is supposed to incriminate Trump. Kind of did not incriminate Trump in any way, but they think they did because, I don't know, they're stupid, or maybe they don't know because they are stupid, or maybe just they're stupid. I don't know. Anyway, what can you expect?